the Einfall, which is, from what I know, one of the largest waterfalls in Europe. It's nothing like the Niagara Falls or something, obviously, but the masses of water coming down here are quite impressive, actually. I've been walking here from Schaffhausen, Switzerland. It's the place where the IWC watches are built, which are pretty popular with the banking crowd. We came to this a bit touristy but quite cool place. We came from the castle up there to the right. I'm looking at the boats which are passing here. They're pretty interesting. Going upstream to get to the rock in the middle and be closer to the waterfall. It made me think to see so many people fight their way upstream instead of going with the flow. Of course, I see the purpose of why you would want to go upstream here. But oftentimes in life, I wonder if people really ask themselves, do I want to go there? Do I want to go there? Or do I just go because everyone goes? I believe it's very often the latter. Going with the herd, following the social norms and the commonly accepted narrative, seems to be the way of least resistance. But I believe oftentimes it actually isn't. Like in this case, you need to exert a lot of power to get there. You have to fight nature, and also the motorboats pollute the water. What I want to get to is, I think that going with the masses is often not the best choice. In fact, for many people like me, it's the worst choice imaginable. The standard path of going to school, going to university, getting a job that you do for 40 or more hours or 50 hours, getting a wife and a house and so on. How naive is it to think that this generic path is good for everybody? We get told it's the non plus ultra by society, by teachers, by the media. But not because it's necessarily making us happy, but because it's highly scalable. And it's easy to understand. And of course it doesn't capture the nuances of life, which are much more complex. So it's good for the, let's call them elites, because following the beaten path of career and family makes you controllable because you're invested into the system. It keeps you quiet, you always chase the next carrot basically. And you rarely commit crimes or think too much outside of the box and think too much what you really want. Work hard and consume and get in a codependent relationship. That's the magic formula for happiness, apparently. We also get really good at enduring shitty situations. We endure pain. We endure school that we hate with really boring stuff that we have to learn by heart. And we endure careers where we hate every moment of it. We fight and we fight against the stream. It can be good to learn to fight, of course, but why not let go from time to time? Why not choose something that feels like it's easy? Why not choose the path of least resistance, if we can? It just doesn't mean that we should hang out on the couch and watch TV all day. On the contrary, it can mean stopping your corporate job and build yourself and do something that really matters to you. I think we have a natural instinct to swim with the masses because we're told that it's safe. If you want to leave the beaten path, for instance, by questioning the common political views or saying, I don't want a fucking career, you usually get shamed and bullied by the mass to get back on track. That's really interesting. Also, we get trained since childhood, basically, to shut of school is basically just a very thorough training and conditioning to take school very seriously, to take it more important than your inner voice and to value it above everything else. In addition to that, it's so deeply ingrained in us that life is hard. That's a belief that our parents and grandparents often teach us from the day we're born, either explicitly or implicitly by their own suffering. Life isn't supposed to be easy. Life isn't supposed to be joyful, apparently. Except maybe sometimes when you're on vacation. And then, soon, we take over this belief as our own and we wake up saying, life is hard, life is hard, life is hard. Oh really, I believe that life asks us every day, do you want an easy life? Or do you want a hard life today? If you always repeat to yourself, life is hard, life is going to be hard for you, okay? Life is going to be hard. I must have this belief as well. Me, I picked one of the hardest business schools to study in, which sometimes had ridiculously annoying exams where they would just ask the stupidest shit ever. I did my master's at the same school and I did internships at good companies where I knew it would be hard. I knew it would be hard and painful and annoying. And I started a career as a consultant where I knew I would be a slave more or less. So why the fuck did I do that? Do I like suffering so much? Am I smart and clever for suffering? It's so funny how on the one hand, consumer culture tells you to be happy and have fun all the time. And if you're not happy all the time, something's wrong with you and you need to consume more usually. But on the other hand, our society loves suffering and heroism and going through pain and being a hero and hardship and struggling and doing stuff that we hate. Obviously, it's useful to society for some people to suffer and increase GDP and the share price of the company you're working in. Many people also pick a relationship that's so hard and painful and stay in it. Why? Because they've learned that relationships are that way, and they know that any other relationship is better than none. I'm not saying this to make fun of people or something, rather I have compassion for them because I think it's irresponsible to tell people, yeah, just work hard and study and you'll find a good job. Or even, yeah, take this corporate job because careers are important and you'll learn interesting things and the money will make you happy. Or be a nice guy and women will love you and so on. In an ideal world, people would question everything and create their own path in life. But the reality is, they don't. 99% do exactly the same as everybody else. I guess to sum it up, most people go with the masses because they're just not confident and wise enough to pick their own path. Decide how you want to live, okay? And why not make it easy and joyful for you? Why always choose the path of suffering? That's not necessary. Of course, most accomplishments take time and effort and require some compromises. I know that. But why not pick something that you love doing and that isn't hard for you? Why not follow your heart, as stupid as this sounds, and do the stuff that either fulfills you or is feeling good to you? That should always be like your reference point or with which you value what you're doing. Is it fulfilling or does it feel good? Doing something for yourself, something that's fun to you and that you enjoy is always changed somehow. Like, don't eat that food, don't play computer games, don't hang around so much and so on. But that's bullshit, I think. You're the most important person in your life and you should treat yourself very well. Of course, automatically overdoing stuff will not be fun anymore, but I don't see why people shouldn't at least have half the day for themselves to do stuff that they enjoy and that makes them happy. The same goes for work. Why accept something that isn't aligned job that is stressful and annoying to you, why would you accept a single day of doing that? I'm sure that there are alternatives, but we're so addicted to the status quo. We're so incredibly scared of leaving the beaten path that we suffer so much along the way. Choose your own path. Make your life easy instead of hard. There's no need for pain and for unnecessary suffering. That you choose yourself. I think life is gonna bring you some pain and some suffering at some point. But we're so addicted to making our life miserable. It's not necessary. We can choose a path that is really our nature, and we should just enjoy more and live a different life. If you don't believe me, then